Here are the crypto top headlines covered in this video. SEC Chair sees spot Ether ETF S-1 approvals sometime in summer 2024. Next, President Biden announces picks for SEC, FDIC, and Treasury leadership. Also, Bitoro launches Perpetual futures on Injective protocol. Welcome to Crypto Top Headlines, where there's no clickbait thumbnails or titles, and no speeches on my opinions, just bringing crypto's news to you. We have a quick request that doesn't cost you anything in order to help. Help us grow this channel to 1,000 subscribers by September, which would be our channel's 1-year anniversary. All we ask is that you click on the like and subscribe buttons as well as the notification bell. By clicking on these, it does help grow the channel, so thank you in advance for doing so. Now, on to these headlines. Our first top headline, SEC Chair sees spot Ether ETF S-1 approvals sometime in summer 2024. Some analysts had predicted that spot Ether ETFs could start trading on U.S. exchanges by the end of June, but the SEC has yet to set an exact date. United States Securities and Exchange Commission Chair Gary Gensler suggested to lawmakers that the regulator could sign off on the final approvals for listing and trading shares of spot Ether exchange-traded funds within 3 months. In a June 13th hearing of the Senate Banking Committee discussing U.S. President Joe Biden's 2025 budget requests for the SEC, Gensler said he expected the Commission to approve S-1 registration statements for asset managers sometime over the course of this summer. On May 23rd, the SEC approved 19B-4 filings from 8 companies, but the applications require S-1 approvals before the ETFs can begin trading on U.S. exchanges. Tennessee Senator Bill Hagerty questioned Gensler on why the Commission hadn't fully approved Ether ETFs, claiming the SEC chair was not prioritizing a constructive set of rules of the road for the crypto industry. Though Commodity Futures Trading Commission Chair Rostin Behnam said Ether was a commodity in response to Senator Hagerty, Gensler did not directly answer the question, but pivoted to Ether ETFs. The Ethereum exchange-traded product of filings that were in front of us from stock exchanges, I think were 8 or 9 of them, were all jointly approved, said Gensler. Individual issuers still are working through the registration process. That's working smoothly, and I would envision sometime over the course of this summer. Final Ether ETF approval could take weeks. The SEC chair said in a June 5th interview that final spot Ether ETF approvals would take some time after greenlighting 19B-4 filings. Bloomberg ETF analyst Eric Balchanas suggested that launching the Ether products on U.S. exchanges in June was possible, but predicted final SEC approvals by July 4th. July was and is a complete guess, said ETF analyst James Seifert on X in response to Gensler's comments. But I was more confident in saying that ETH ETFs will launch at some point this summer. That was sort of a given. On January 10th, the SEC approved 19B-4 filings for spot Bitcoin ETFs. The investment vehicles began trading on January 11th as the SEC signed off on the effective S-1 prospectuses. BlackRock's iShares Bitcoin Trust was one of the first ETFs to begin trading on the NASDAQ. The SEC has signed off on the asset manager's 19B-4 filing, in addition to applications from Fidelity, Grayscale, Bitwise, Van Eck, ARK, Invesco Galaxy, and Franklin Templeton, but it's unclear which company will have the first bite at the apple once the S-1 registration statements go through. Let me pause here for a moment. If you're getting value out of this video, please click on the like and subscribe buttons as well as the notification bell. Our next top headline, President Biden announces picks for SEC, FDIC, and Treasury leadership. CFTC Commissioner Christy Goldsmith Romero could replace Martin Gruenberg after allegations of a toxic workplace culture at the FDIC. United States President Joe Biden will shake up leadership at financial regulators with his most recent picks for the Securities and Exchange Commission, Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation, or FDIC, Treasury Department, and Financial Stability Oversight Council. In a June 13th announcement, the White House said President Biden intended to nominate Christy Goldsmith Romero of the Commodity Futures Trading Commission, or CFTC, to replace FDIC Chair Martin Gruenberg. He also plans to have CFTC Commissioner Kristen Johnson become the next Assistant Secretary for Financial Institutions at the Treasury Department and for Caroline Crenshaw to remain a commissioner at the SEC. Romero has been serving as a CFTC commissioner since March 2022 after being nominated by President Biden and is considered by many to be one of the more pro-crypto voices at the regulatory body. It's unclear if her nomination to be FDIC chair is more related to her experience in securities and cryptocurrency regulation rather than filling the leadership position left by Gruenberg. In May, the soon-to-be former FDIC chair pledged to resign after allegations of a workplace culture filled with sexual harassment and discrimination. Commissioners' terms expire soon. Crenshaw's term at the SEC expired on June 5th. She has served on the commission since 2020. During her 5 years at the SEC, she voted against the approval of listing and trading for spot Bitcoin exchange-traded funds, claiming the underlying markets were marred by fraud and manipulation, and was seen by many to be one of the anti-crypto voices at the commission alongside Chair Gary Gensler. Romero's term at the CFTC expired in April, while Johnson would have been permitted to remain until 2025. President Biden also said he intended to nominate Hawaii Insurance Commissioner Gordon Ito to be a member of the Financial Stability Oversight Council. If presented to Congress, all nominations will be subject to a vote in the Senate. The potential nominations for leadership at the critical financial regulatory bodies come during an election year in the U.S. when many voters examine how the government addresses digital assets. Some critics have pointed out President Biden's anti-crypto policies, such as vetoing a resolution to overturn an SEC rule on banks handling digital currencies. Former President Donald Trump, the prospective Republican nominee in 2024, met with executives representing crypto mining firms on June 12th. Trump was the first current or former U.S. president to be convicted of a felony, and on June 13th, prosecutors are expected to file their recommendations for his sentencing. Our next top headline: Bitoro launches Perpetual Futures on Injective Protocol. The Perpetual Futures trading network is now available on 5 other ecosystems, including Avalanche, Base, Arbitrum, Optimism, and Mantle. Bitoro, a decentralized perpetual futures trading network, announced on June 13th that the trading protocol launched on the Injective network, a decentralized blockchain focusing on Web3 financial solutions. The Perpetual Futures Trading Protocol is also available on the Avalanche network, Arbitrum, Optimism, Mantle, and Base, in addition to Injective's DeFi-centered ecosystem. Following the deployment, Bitoro's founder and CEO, Brian Purcell, said the initiative marked an important milestone for the protocol as it seeks to expand its decentralized trading solutions. He then elaborated, "By leveraging Injective's robust infrastructure, we are able to offer our users instant, low-cost trading while also introducing advanced features like institutional gateways and on-chain perpetuals for RWAs. This partnership not only enhances our platform's capabilities, but also broadens our reach significantly." Injective Labs co-founder and CEO Eric Chen also commented on the partnership. Injective's plug-and-play modules are continuing to empower developers to rapidly deploy groundbreaking dApps. Chen said while remarking that Bitoro would benefit from its on-chain order book. What are perpetual futures contracts? Perpetual futures contracts differ from normal futures contracts in several ways, but the main defining feature of these futures contracts is that they have no expiration dates, unlike traditional futures contracts, which have expiration dates. A trader with a perpetual position can keep it open indefinitely as long as they meet the required margin rates. Additionally, perpetual futures contracts are settled in cash, unlike traditional futures contracts in which delivery of the underlying commodity, such as wheat or oil, can settle the contract. The role of perpetual futures. Perpetual futures contracts are designed to keep markets stable and trade at a price similar to or at the current market rate. This price stabilization is achieved through a concept known as the funding rate. The funding rate is a recurring exchange in value between buyers or longs and sellers or shorts of the difference between the current market price of the underlying asset and the perpetual futures contracts. So this concludes Crypto Top Headlines. If you haven't already done so, don't forget to click on the like and subscribe buttons as well as the notification bell. Also, leave your thoughts in the comments and share this video with your friends and family. Thank you all for watching Crypto Top Headlines, bringing crypto's news to you.